Mafia, a term that conjures up images of dark suits, fedoras, and violence in equal measure. While this depiction has some truth to it, what if I told you there's much more to the Mafia than meets the eye? Welcome back, my dear fellow scholars. Here today we are going to look at the hidden truths about the Mafia, secrets that they want to stay buried forever. But don't worry, with our help, these secrets will finally see the light of day. So get ready to learn things about the Mafia that even they do and want their enemies to know. Truth no. 1. The Mafia is not just an Italian phenomenon. Yes, you heard that right. Contrary to popular belief, the Mafia isn't exclusively Italian. In fact, organized crime rings can be found in every country around the world. You just have to know where to look. For instance, in Japan, you have the Yakuza, while in Russia, it's the Voroviza. And even here in the good old USA, we have the infamous Chinese triads and various gangs. These groups might not use the term Mafia, but rest assured they employ the same tactics of extortion, intimidation, and violence. So remember, the next time you think you're safe from the Mafia, just because you're not in Italy, think again. Now let's take a closer look at the Italian Mafia. Specifically the Sicilian Mafia, which is arguably the most famous of them all. To truly understand its inner workings, we need to uncover one of their most closely guarded secrets. Their membership is surprisingly egalitarian. If you've ever watched The Godfather, you've probably got the impression that becoming a member of the Mafia is like being born into royalty. That couldn't be further from the truth. While it certainly helps to have family connections, anyone can technically join the Mafia, regardless of their background or social status. All it takes is a willingness to commit crimes, a lot of courage, and a thick skin. Potential members must first prove themselves by committing acts of violence on behalf of the organization. Only after this initiation process is complete, which often involves bloodshed, can they officially join the ranks of the Mafia. Once in the club, you could say, this is not for the faint of heart. But if you do decide to join, you'll have to be prepared for one of the most shocking realities of Mafia life. You'll have to earn your stripes, literally. Yes, that's right. New members of the Mafia are not allowed to speak until they've proven themselves worthy. What kind of secret could they possibly be hiding behind this unusual custom? It turns out that this practice serves a dual purpose. On one hand, it ensures that new recruits remain humble and respectful towards their superiors. After all, you don't want someone running around the family business and spilling state secrets, do you? But it also serves as a test of loyalty. By remaining silent and enduring the mockery of other members, new recruits demonstrate their commitment to the Code of Omerta, the Mafia's vow of silence. It's only after they've proven themselves worthy through months, even years of silence, that they are finally allowed to speak and become trusted members of the family. While this tradition may seem bizarre to outsiders, it's just another example of the lengths the Mafia will go to protect their secrets. But why exactly is secrecy so important to them? We're about to find out. The Mafia is all about control. You want to be the unseen hand that pulls the strings from the shadows. It's dictating how others should live their lives without ever revealing their true identity. It's a noble goal, if a bit nefarious. So how exactly do they exert this control over the general population? Through something called the paizo, also known as the protection racket. It works like this. The Mafia identifies businesses that could benefit from their unique brand of protection. Usually small mom-and-pop shops or newly established enterprises, and they send a representative, usually a low-level member, to inform the business owner that they are interested in providing protection. Now, the business owner might be thinking, great, someone to keep me safe from harm, but they would be sorely mistaken. The Mafia doesn't provide protection, they demand protection money. And if the business owner refuses to comply, well, let's just say that business can get difficult. Suddenly shipments start getting delayed, inventory goes missing, and accidents happen way too often. You get the picture. This is how the Mafia exerts their dominance, by instilling fear and demanding obedience through the threat of violence. And once you're in the racket, you can't get out. Even if you pay your protection money, the Mafia sees you as a valuable resource that can be exploited. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Comply and lose money, or resist and risk bodily harm. It's a catch-22 situation, and it's all thanks to the Mafia's insatiable desire for secrecy. Now let's delve deeper into another shocking reality of Mafia life. Women can be members too. Yes, you heard that right. Despite what Hollywood would have you believe, women are not off limits when it comes to Mafia membership. In fact, women have been involved in the Mafia since its inception. They might not hold the top positions, but they play a vital role in the organization's success. So what exactly do women do in the Mafia? Well, they do a little bit of everything. Women in the Mafia act as couriers, delivering messages and goods. They also serve as informants, gathering intelligence on rival families or law enforcement operations. And let's not forget about their roles in money laundering and gambling, where women's intuition and ability to blend in make them invaluable assets. But don't be fooled by their seemingly subservient roles. Women in the Mafia are dangerous individuals who should not be underestimated. They operate in a man's world, and they know how to handle themselves. Now, you might be wondering what happens when a woman decides to leave the Mafia. Can she keep her fortune, or will she be targeted by her former colleagues? The answer, unfortunately, is that it depends. If she's lucky, she might be able to keep her wealth and move on with her life. But if not, she'll have to fear for her safety and that of her loved ones. Leaving the Mafia is a risky move for anyone, but especially for women. They have nowhere to turn for help, and no one to protect them from their former allies. This is the harsh reality of being a woman in the Mafia. A world where trust is scarce and danger lurks around every corner. We've covered a lot of ground, but we still haven't uncovered one of the most important aspects of the Mafia: their uncanny ability to evade law enforcement. How do they do it? Well, it all boils down to one thing: their relationship with the police. In many places, especially in Italy, there exists a symbiotic relationship between the police and the Mafia. Now, don't go thinking that the police are actually part of the Mafia. That would be crazy. But what I'm referring to is a situation where some police officers turn a blind eye to Mafia activities in exchange for personal gain. It's a form of corruption that has plagued many countries and has allowed the Mafia to thrive. Let me explain. Let us say a police officer gets an anonymous tip that a Mafia meeting is taking place at a local restaurant. He could put an end to this meeting and arrest those involved, disrupting the Mafia's plans. But instead, he ignores the tip and allows the meeting to continue. Why, you ask? Well, let us just say that the Mafia has a way of making generous offers to those who look the other way. Suddenly, the police officer finds himself enjoying an unexpected promotion, a hefty raise, and a steady stream of expensive gifts. It's a classic tale as old as time, really, and it's one that the Mafia has perfected over the years. But it's not just the police who are susceptible to the Mafia's charms. Politicians, judges, and even high-ranking government officials have been known to fall prey to their wiles. You see, the Mafia is nothing if not patient. They know how to wait years, even decades, to get what they want. And what they want is control. Control of the system itself. By infiltrating law enforcement and government agencies, the Mafia can manipulate the very people who are supposed to uphold the law and protect society. It's a scary thought, but it's the reality of life in a world where the line between good and evil is blurred. And that is the hidden truth about the Mafia, a secret they want to stay buried forever. But now you know the truth, and that knowledge is power. So spread the word and let everyone know about the Mafia's sinister ways. That's all for today, my dear fellow scholars. I hope you enjoyed this journey into the dark underbelly of society. But before we part ways, I urge you to embrace your inner brilliance. Subscribe and become part of our wonderful community. Together we can uncover the secrets of the universe and beyond. So don't wait. Click that subscribe button and join the movement. As always, remember to support the channel, and all the best, and until next time, stay curious.